Hey guys, in this video I thought I would talk to you about why I chose to retire early and why I think it's a good idea for most expats. Stick around. Alright guys, so we are at this coffee shop up in the mountains, and I believe it's like San Jose here. And I'll show you real briefly what it looks like as we're talking here. But just spectacular views, the coffee's good, and the best thing is it's only about 30 minutes from our home, so that makes it even better. Another thing I wanted to do is I did want to give a shout out to all my subscribers, because over the last month I think I've gained another 3,000 subscribers. So a big shout out to the new people that have joined my channel, and the YouTube members and Patreon members who have a membership with me. And you guys can sign up with that on my patreon.com/Geo in the Philippines, or for a YouTube membership, clicking the join button under any of my YouTube videos. So anyway, when I had went through a divorce in the States, I really had no intention of retiring early or anything like that. I was still in my head thinking, okay, I'll be working till I'm 62, and I was at a job that I had been with for many years, or I think almost 11 years. And I had decided, though, after the whole mess, I really needed some time off. And so the first place that I chose was the Philippines. And I ended up going to Davao. I went there for a month, and that was in 2015. And I came back, and I just had that travel bug. I couldn't even think straight at the office. You know, I was thinking, okay, where could I go to next? Because I had been throughout Europe, I had been throughout Central America, and so the next logical place for me was to go check out Asia. So my next trip was in Thailand. So I ended up going to Bangkok, Thailand. I was there for a month as well. I was lucky I had a job that was very friendly with their vacation days. So I had accrued quite a bit, and they gave out quite a bit. I think like 6 weeks per year. After you had been there 10 years, you got like 6 weeks per year, which is a lot. So I ended up going to Bangkok for a month. I came back, and I just could not even focus at work anymore. I had been to the Philippines, I had been to Thailand, and in my head, I was just always thinking about the next trip. I want to go back. You know, the next trip in my head was, okay, I'm going to go to Vietnam for a month. That was the next trip I was going to do. That never happened, but what happened is I did start to think about where I could possibly get money to retire early, and I was a long ways off from that. Now I had a 401k, and I've worked enough credits to collect Social Security at 62, which is what I plan on doing. I know lots of people have waited to get the maximum at 67. For me, it's a mistake. I've had a best friend pass away at the age of 50. I've known others, even here in the Philippines, who've passed away in their 60s. And I said to myself, you know what? You have no guarantee in life how long you're going to be around. And so I said I'm going to retire as early as I can, and or at least go work and do something that I really enjoyed. Because really in my life, I never really did a job that I truly enjoyed. And I had to start thinking about ways to make money overseas. And I started researching, and then I figured out I could teach English online. And at the time, it was a thriving market. You could just apply almost anywhere and get an online teaching job. And they were paying around 20, 25. At one point, I had a job paying 32 an hour. Now you think to yourself, oh, that's not really a lot of money. Yeah, if you're living in the US, maybe it's not a ton of money. But if you are living over in Southeast Asia, it's a good chunk of money. So anyway, I had ended up landing a couple of teaching jobs online. I had to go online and get my TEFL or TESOL certification. And the next thing I know, I had joined one of these teaching groups, and somebody had mentioned on the Facebook group something about in-person teaching job in Cebu, Philippines. And I was thinking to myself, well, this would be fantastic. So I ended up doing a Skype interview with them. And the next thing you know, I've had 3 Skype interviews with them. It was a Japanese company. And I was on my way to go live in the Philippines. And was I retired? No. I was still working. It was a salary position. In fact, I was working that 9 to 5, basically Monday through Friday. I would go home and work my online teaching jobs for about 2-3 hours. So it was really still quite a full schedule. I did that about 2.5 years, and I ended up being so busy, I said to myself, this isn't really why I came here. I wasn't really being able to enjoy it. And so I started to research, and I said to myself, okay, I can go to Vietnam and I can teach English in Vietnam and only work about 30 hours per week and actually make more money than what I was doing in Cebu. So I ended up heading to Vietnam, did that for 6 months, and ended up coming back to the Philippines. Main reasons were the English and dating. I was a single guy at that time. And at that point, I had started the YouTube channel prior to that, and I started investing and doing some other ventures, business ventures, and it started all to kind of take off. So I ended up ditching. I no longer had to work in person. Ended up just doing some online teaching and less hours than what I did before. And the next thing you know, I was able to phase it out completely. So here I am going on 8 years now, but I ended up being able to retire early. And although I do work, it is something that I enjoy, and I have to put in very few hours to do it, so I do call it retirement. So I think if you're doing something that you enjoy and you're only having to work a few hours per week at your own leisure, your own schedule, I consider that retirement. So yeah, for me, whether it be if you're moving out here and you've had a 401k saved up and you can start collecting at 59.5, or you have your social at 62, or even before that, maybe you've saved up a lot of money and that will last you up till you can start collecting Social Security, or up until you can collect your 401k. I highly recommend it, because you just don't know how long you have on this earth. And you know, a lot of guys get here, and I see it all the time. They get here and they really can't do any of the activities that a lot of the other guys can do, or maybe your Filipino partner. Yeah, if you can get out here as early as possible, whatever way you can make it work. Now, don't become like an expat John, where you get out here with a very finite amount of money and it's supposed to last until, I think 62 was Social Security age for him, and he had just a little bit of money, enough if he spent this amount every month without any major expenses going on or emergencies, he would have been fine. But that's not the way life works. The way life works is you will always have some kind of an emergency pop up. Health, medical, a death in the family, what have you. Maybe you have a major expense, like he didn't count on needing to buy a motorbike, deposits for new places, furnishing a new place. Because even though the Philippines is inexpensive, it still costs money to furnish your place. It still costs money to buy towels and sheets and blankets and dishes and, you know, a water cooler and maybe a refrigerator if you have an unfurnished place. So all that stuff does add up. So you retire early if you can, but also do it smartly. Yeah, so there's a lot of guys who might be watching this, might be in their 40s, 30s, maybe 50s. There's still a lot of things that you can do back in your own home country. You can pick up that second job and get rid of your debt, because you do not want to move out here to Southeast Asia with debt. That is something that we had in the West, but when you come out here, there's no need to be in debt for anything. If you want a car, you want a motorbike, you save up and you pay for it. You don't need to fall into that trap of credit again here. So there are a lot of things you can do. Just start dumping as much money as you can into your 401k, into your savings, paying off the debt. Start getting rid of your stuff. Don't be a hoarder and collect all this unnecessary stuff. Start selling all the things you don't need. Downsize, you know. I do consultations with guys, and they'll tell me, oh, I'm here by myself. I've got this 5-bedroom, 3-bath house on, you know, I'm thinking to myself, you know, if you can sell it and go down to where you just have a very small payment versus like this big house, I mean, you're planning on moving here anyway. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do ahead of time. So anyway, I would appreciate your comments and questions down below. Don't forget to check out my accompanying website where there's a free PDF for moving out to the Philippines. Also links to all the hotels that I recommend that you stay at if you make a trip out here to the Philippines, all over the islands. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Take it real.